Yo, we are right back at you with another one I got today, none other than Tay Savage homicide report. You know, he was convicted of some crimes and homicide, it happens to be one of them, and we are going to get into it none other than today. So if you have not done so already, definitely hit subscribe and turn your notification bell on, as I will be dropping premieres throughout the day. And if you want to get in contact with me, I'm always in there more times than not. So you could definitely catch me in my premieres, but you got to turn your notification bells on so you can make sure you get that. But definitely way to do that is to subscribe. You know, a lot of the content is getting out there thanks to you guys liking the videos and things, and you know everything's looking good in the analytics and so forth. You know, I just got to get more people to subscribe, and we're all good. You know, so I appreciate everybody so far, thus far. And yeah, no, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this. It's an array of documents. I'm not 100% sure if some of them may be duplicates or not, but we will go through each, and they all pertain to the same homicide. So I think this will make for a good video. So definitely hit that thumbs up. And yeah, let's get started. So today we have a clear close arrest and prosecution document, and this is just one of the first documents we'll be going through. As I mentioned before, if I run into a duplicate document by any chance, then we'll just skip that. You know, no need to be repetitive. So with that being said, yeah, let's go ahead. So homicide, first degree murder, address of occurrence is listed there. We have number of victims 4, number of offenders 1, location type is on the street, and the date of occurrence is February 5th, 2011, 2:05 o'clock. Now sliding down, date submitted for this document is November 11th, 2013, 21:34, 100 hours. This is a field investigation cleared, closed, arrest and prosecution report. And we have our first victim here is a Cole Streeter Princess F, female, black, 24. Date of birth is 1986 year. And the description for her was 5'4", 150 pounds. Unknown hair, unknown hairstyle, brown eyes, medium complexion. Sobriety, sober. And we have another victim. Redacted, Jordan redacted, female, black, 20, date of birth 1990 year, description 5'2", 160 pounds, black hair, straight hairstyle, brown eyes, medium complexion, sobriety, sober. All right, and it seems we have another victim here. Yeah, that is 21 years old. Usually list the gender and how many, but they didn't there. All right, then we have another female, black, 22, and then we have offenders. Timberlake redacted, alias badass Tay. All right, so we finally get down to Tay Savage's part of this, and we got a male, black, 20 to 23 years. Of course, his date of birth year is 91. The area frequented for him was 43rd and Wabash, 43rd Wabash and Langley, excuse me. And of course, he had 5 feet. He was 5'5" to 5'7", 140 to 180 pounds. Black hair, dreadlocks, hairstyle, brown eyes, medium complexion. Item used, weapon. His former school, Phillips High School student. Type, gunshot, handgun, silver handgun with black handles. All right, weapons used, unknown or unpublished gun make code, 45 semi-automatic pistol. All right, and you have the location of the incident. And homicide suspect, Timberlake, redacted, identified through investigation. Weather, light snow, temperature mid-teens. Artificial lighting, lighting source, street lights, motive codes, undetermined, DNA cause codes, method codes, person shot, CAU codes, DNA. Usually when you see that, they're going to grab a bunch of DNA related to the case. We have some other individuals involved. Person interviewed, a non-witness, male, black, 20. 43-year-old individual. And the associations. All right, and we're down in an investigation, and it's a homicide investigation, of course, and the victim, of course, is Cole Streeter Princess, female 124. All right, and they have in custody Timberlake Badass Tay, male 122, and this is Cook County Department of Corrections. Arresting officers listed. Date, time, location of arrest, November 4th, 2013. Charges, first-degree murder. All right, felony unit, and this is just personnel. And we have a big redaction block in an investigation. On October 10th, 2013, the reporting detectives were assigned to this investigation by Area South Homicide Cold Case Sergeant J. Pellegrini. The offender in this investigation, Dwayne Timberlake, was being investigated by the reporting detectives relative to the murder of Redacted Daniels, Records Division listed. The reporting detectives spoke with Detectives Hightower, Bowie regarding this investigation and reviewed all reports. Detective Hightower and Bowie familiarized the reporting detectives with the circumstances of this investigation, as well as several other incidents involving Timberlake, as previously noted in the format portion of this report. The reporting detectives utilized sources of statistical information and learned Dwayne Timberlake was currently being detained by the Cook County Department of Corrections for the offense of aggravated vehicular hijacking with a pending court date of November 21st, 2013. The reporting detectives met and consulted with Cook County Assistant State's Attorney T. Mahoney, Woods, Bruce of the Special Prosecution Bureau, Gang Crimes Unit regarding the investigations. At the conclusion of the meeting, it was determined that the reporting detectives would prepare the necessary paperwork to take custody of Timberlake from the Cook County Department of Corrections on November 4th, 2013. On the morning of November 4th, 2013, at approximately 10:20 hours, the reporting detectives took temporary custody of Timberlake from the Cook County Department of Corrections Release Unit at the 26th in California. Timberlake was transported to offices of Area South Homicide, where he was placed inside an interview room number 2 with ERI activated. It should be noted that during the travel, Timberlake stated, "This is about Princess Streeter, isn't it? What took you guys so long to come get me?" The reporting detectives advised Timberlake that nothing would be discussed until arrival at the offices of Area South. At approximately 10:58 hours, Timberlake was advised of his rights per Miranda by Detective Stover from memory. Timberlake stated that he understood each of his rights. Shortly thereafter, Timberlake related the following in essence but not verbatim. Timberlake denied involvement in the murder of Princess Streeter, stating that he had no idea what happened to her. Timberlake stated that one of the theories is that Princess was involved in the killing of Anthony Welch, a friend of Timberlake. Timberlake added that Princess was with Christopher Daniels when Daniels killed Welch, but he was not certain if that was fact. After approximately 15 minutes of interview, Timberlake stated that he wished to invoke his right to an attorney. The interview with Timberlake was terminated and the investigation continued. On November 5th, 2013, the reporting detective contacted the Cook County State's Attorney Felony Review Unit and requested the case be reviewed for appropriate charging. The reporting detective subsequently spoke with Assistant State's Attorney Anne Marie Sullivan. Sullivan was provided with all the information apprised of the circumstances of this case. At approximately 1900 hours on November 5, 2013, after conferring with Deputy Supervisor Jay Coleman, Sullivan placed one count of first-degree murder against Timberlake for the murder of Princess Streeter. Timberlake is to appear in Branch 66 on November 6, 2013. Timberlake was subsequently returned to the custody of Cook County Department of Corrections. In regard to the relative investigations as noted in the format section of this report, the investigations continue. Information regarding this investigation will be shared with detectives of Area Central Homicide in an effort to assist their investigations. The results will be the subject of future supplementary reports. It is respectfully requested that this case be classified as clear. Pull up another report here. And I got this one open here. Okay, cool. And this is the second document for the Tay Savage casework that I have for homicide he was involved in. And yeah, so this is a progress report, and it is for the same. This is for the battery / aggravated handgun. So this is the upgraded charge. Okay, so original offense was this aggravated handgun, and it was upgraded and reclassified to homicide. All right, got that clear. Number of victims 4, number of offenders 1. This date is submitted October 30th, 2013. This is a field investigation progress report. Has the victims redacted here. Victims redacted. 21-year-old individual, 22-year-old female, black. Okay, and we have Princess redacted down here, female, black, 24. And then we have Timberlake, Fender, alias is Tay. All right. And we'll get down to see, identified through investigation, other individuals involved. Let's see if we get to, okay. All right, this report should be read in conjunction with all other reports generated under the listed RD number. In furtherance of the investigation regarding the shooting death of Redacted Streeter, an interview of Redacted was conducted at Cook County, CIU, February 10th, 2012 at 14:36 hours. Present for the interview were Detectives G. Bowie and R. Hightower, along with ASA M. Faligario. The following account is a summarization of his interview. Redacted stated in essence, but not verbatim, that he was working security at the time of the Redacted Streeter homicide. However, Redacted does not know Redacted Streeter, and he is not from the neighborhood where the shooting death of Redacted Streeter occurred. Redacted informed the reporting detectives and Faligario that there are no security cameras on the premises where the party was held, and this is his second time working a private party of the location, 75th and Exchange. Redacted arrived at his security post at 2100 hours. Redacted related he did not see the girl who got shot at the party. He couldn't see where the shots came from, but he did hear shots while at the door shaking down customers. After the shots were fired, 3 people, including Redacted, went over to where the victim, Streeter, was and secured the scene. Redacted confronted Streeter, who was lying on the ground in the middle of the street, bleeding, screaming, and hollering. Streeter was lying on her side, and she told Redacted she had been shot. Her boyfriend shot her. Redacted saw a gray car go past with a guy in it. The car went east, and the other vehicle, which was an older model, Chevy Impala, went west. Redacted heard Streeter say, "Redacted, let him kill me." Redacted and other officers formed a 360-degree circle around the victim, and her sister came out with some other girl. Redacted could add nothing further at this time. On March 13, 2012, ASA Faligario, along with reporting detectives, conducted an interview of Redacted and Redacted. Redacted related the same account as indicated in her previous interview with reporting detectives. Redacted added that Princess had rented a Chevy Impala the night she was killed. Redacted went on to say that she and Princess arrived at the party before Redacted and Redacted arrived. Redacted said that she didn't see any vehicles following Redacted and she believes the handgun was silver in color. Related that Tay, aka Redacted, was wearing a black skull cap, a mask that covered his mouth, and she noticed his dreads and she could see his eyes. Redacted heard about Tay from the neighborhood. She saw her sister Princess in the street, and when Redacted pulled up, Tay was still in the streets. Redacted could add nothing further. An interview of Redacted at 10:55 conducted by Faligario and the reporting detectives is the same account as her initial interview. Redacted related she initially noticed the SUV at 87th and King Drive. After she made a right turn onto 75th Street, the SUV was still behind her and Redacted. Redacted related that Tay, aka Redacted Timberlake, aimed the gun at the vehicle in which she and Redacted were riding in, and Redacted had a better look at Tay when he was in the street. On March 24th, 2013, an individual named Redacted was arrested for a parole violation. At the time of his arrest, Redacted informed the arresting officers that he had information pertaining to the homicide of Redacted Streeter. Reporting detectives interviewed Redacted in Area South on March 24, 2013 at 22:30 hours. The following account is a summarization of his interview. Redacted, aka Lil Redacted, related that he and Redacted, whom he identified in a photo array, grew up together is located at Redacted, Browning, Redacted, and Redacted attended Doolittle Grammar School, and Redacted currently resides in the Redacted block of State Street. Redacted hangs out with Redacted on that end of town. Redacted is aware of the homicide of Redacted Streeter that occurred in February of 2011. Redacted goes on to say that he and Redacted had a conversation pertaining to the Streeter homicide in the summer of 2012 while Redacted was at Redacted residence. Redacted told Redacted that he and an individual named Tay, aka Redacted Timberlake, whom Redacted identified in a photo array, were out riding around one night when they OBS, maybe that is observed, maybe Princess Streeter in a vehicle and began to follow her. Redacted said that he and Tay followed Streeter from a club located at 87th Street to a club on East 75th Street. Once Streeter parked her vehicle, Redacted and Timberlake exited their vehicle, which Redacted described as a blue truck. Redacted goes on to say that he fired 2 shots and Timberlake approached Streeter, stood over her and said, "I told you, bitch," as he fired multiple shots into her body. Redacted told Redacted that there were 2 other individuals in the blue truck at the time the shooting death of Princess Streeter occurred. Once Redacted and Timberlake returned to the truck, Timberlake turned up the music and began to wave the gun around in the air. Redacted related he learned about the shooting death of Princess Streeter on Facebook the day after the incident occurred. He also related that Streeter was the driver of a 4-door white mid-sized vehicle at the time Anthony Welch was killed. Redacted admitted he observed Streeter chasing Welch in the vehicle prior to his demise. During the conversation, Redacted told Redacted that he could not tell anyone about the conversation. Redacted did not tell Redacted what type of weapon he and Tay utilized during the shooting death of Redacted Streeter. However, Timberlake usually carries a 30-shot 9mm and Redacted is presently carrying a 22. Redacted could add nothing further. Reporting detectives contacted Felony Review and ASA Duffy arrived at Area South on the 25th of March 2013. After reviewing the facts pertaining to the investigation, Duffy, along with the reporting detectives, conducted an interview of Redacted at 0100 hours. Redacted related the same account as indicated in his interview with reporting detectives. He added that Tay and Free, Redacted, are members of the Gangsters Disciple Street Gang. Free is a Beam team and Tay is Welch World. ASA Duffy reviewed the facts pertaining to this investigation and CID'd the case pending further review per ASA Felagrio. This is the report of Detective G. Bowie, Detective R. Hightower, Detective D. Jackson. And that's the end for that document there. Let's see. We have another one here that might not be a duplicate. Okay, I think this one is good to go. Alright, and this is the incident I guess this is the document before it actually turned into a homicide. So we're getting a little prequel here. Incident, of course, is an aggravated battery. Seems to be two aggravated batteries, potentially. The occurrence location and the date, of course, is February 5th, 2011. And it lists the victim as named Redacted Streeter. And the demographics for her were female black, which we pretty much know. And the second victim is another female black. And the third victim is another female black. Alright. And I have a clothing description. Oh, wait. You know, you have a suspect, unknown name, but they have an alias as Tay. Demographics, list about the same demographics that was listed in the other document. All right, I'm going to scroll down to see if there's a narrative potentially. Oh, yep, here we go. All right, we have a narrative. Event number 01232. In summary, Redacted victim related to responding officers that she and the other listed victims were parked in the parking lot located at 2642 East 75th Street en route to a party, at which time Princess Cole Streeter, victim, and Redacted victim exited their vehicle and walked into the street. Redacted victim further related that she observed the unknown offender running toward Princess Cole Streeter, victim, and Redacted victim holding a silver handgun with black handles, at which time she called out, "Princess!" Princess Cole Streeter, victim, stopped walking and turned toward the offender, at which time the offender fired several gunshots, striking Princess Cole Streeter, victim, once in the upper right leg, upper left leg, back, right, chest, and twice in the stomach. Redacted victim and redacted victim attempted to flee the parking lot, at which time the offender ran toward their vehicle and fired several gunshots. The offender fled eastbound on foot from listed location, Princess Cole Street. Her victim was taken to Northwestern Hospital by ambulance 86. All right. And I believe that's it for that document. And I believe the other documents may be a duplicate, so I'll go ahead and check through these really quick. All right. This is a clear, close, arrest, prosecution, case supplementary report, and I'm just going to scroll through and see. We have seems to be a name for the victim, last name Jordan. Not sure if we had that before. We know that it's Badass Tay. Yeah, this document looks very similar to the other one. So we'll go ahead and yeah, we'll cut it here, man. Thank you guys for joining this one, man. I hope you guys liked it. I feel like this will be some good content for you guys to consume. Definitely comment below the video. Let me know how you like it and what you think. Definitely subscribe, and I will be dropping one more today. I'm gonna try to get it in for you guys. So thank you for tuning in, and definitely hit that subscribe button. Peace.